The map had led Minimax beyond Whispering Woods. Ahead of him was a wide river. The water moved fast between sharp stones. Broken branches spun through the current. And somewhere beyond the mist on the other side was the Valley of Fallen Trees. Minimax had no bridge, no safe crossing, and no idea what was waiting beyond the river. But inside his backpack was the mysterious map he had found beneath the forest. Early that morning, Minimax had left his coconut shell house with his tools: a knife, a hammer, rope, a tiny pulley, a lantern, and a roll of cloth. The repaired bridge in Whispering Woods stood safely behind him, but the new map kept pulling him forward. It showed a trail beyond the forest leading to a place called the Valley of Fallen Trees. Minimax followed the trail north. The forest changed. The trees became thinner. The soil became rocky. The whispering sound faded behind him. Then he heard something new. Water. Not a gentle stream. A deep, loud, rushing river. Minimax pushed aside a large leaf and stopped. The river blocked the entire path. Minimax understood. He would have to build his own way across, but he did not start building immediately. First, he studied the river. He dropped a small leaf into the water. The current carried it quickly toward the rocks. Then he dropped a twig near the bank. It floated for a moment, then spun sideways and got trapped between stones. Minimax noticed three dangers: sharp rocks in the middle, a fallen branch downstream, and a narrow rapid near the opposite bank. He needed something light but strong. Then he saw bamboo growing near the riverbank. Minimax collected thin, straight bamboo sticks. He chose the strong ones and left the soft ones behind. Then he gathered vines for rope. He found flat wooden pieces for the floor and wide leaves to protect his backpack and map from water. By midday, Minimax had bamboo poles, wooden planks, strong vines, wide leaves, a steering stick, and cloth to wrap the map. He placed the map safely under a stone. Minimax laid the bamboo poles side by side. He placed the strongest ones outside and tied them tightly with vine rope. One knot at the front, one in the center, one at the back. The bamboo no longer moved. Next, he added wooden planks across the top to make a small platform. Then he added curved bamboo pieces along the sides. But the river was strong. The boat needed more balance. So Minimax built two small side floats from thin bamboo sticks. Finally, he wrapped the map inside cloth and placed it under wide leaves. If the boat became wet, the map would stay safe. But Minimax did not enter the river yet. He pushed the boat into shallow water. It floated. Then he placed a stone on the platform. The boat stayed level. He added another stone. Still stable. Then he pushed the boat into faster water while holding it with rope. The current pulled hard. The boat turned sideways. One side float dipped into the water. Minimax pulled the boat back quickly. If he crossed like this, the river would turn the boat over. So he loosened the front ropes. Now the front curved upward like a tiny canoe. He tested it again. This time, the boat cut through the current. Minimax packed his tools and tied his backpack to the platform. Then he stepped onto the boat. For one moment, the bamboo moved beneath his boots. Minimax held his breath. The boat steadied. He untied the rope from the bank. The current pulled him forward. At first, the crossing was calm. Minimax guided the boat around small stones. Then the river became faster. Mist covered the water. Ahead, the current split around a large rock. The left path looked wider. The right path looked calmer. Minimax dropped a leaf into the water. It moved toward the right, then disappeared beneath the surface. The boat rushed around the rock. Water splashed across the platform, but the bamboo frame held. The side floats kept the boat steady. Minimax was halfway across, and he heard a cracking sound upstream. A broken branch had fallen into the river. The current carried it straight toward him. Minimax pushed hard with the steering stick. The boat moved slightly, but not enough. He saw a thin root hanging above the water. He threw a rope around it. The rope caught. Minimax pulled with both hands. The boat shifted just in time. The branch rushed past, missing the side float by inches. But the force of the water pulled the boat hard. One front knot began to loosen. The bamboo poles moved apart. Minimax acted quickly. He untied the rope. The current carried him forward again. The opposite bank was now visible through the mist. But one final danger remained: the last rapid. The river narrowed between two stones. Water rushed through the gap. For a moment, Minimax saw only white water and mist. Then the river became calm. The boat floated safely toward the opposite bank. Minimax reached for a tree root and pulled himself onto the shore. Ahead was the Valley of Fallen Trees. It looked nothing like Whispering Woods. Huge tree trunks lay across the ground. Roots rose from the soil like twisted walls. Small tunnels disappeared beneath fallen branches. Minimax pulled the bamboo boat onto the bank and tied it to a strong root. His tools were wet, but safe. The map was still protected inside the cloth. He unfolded it. A new symbol was marked beside one of the largest fallen trees. A wheel inside a square. Minimax followed the symbol. The closer he came, the quieter the valley became. No birds, only his boots against wet leaves. Then he saw something beneath the largest fallen tree. Tiny wooden tracks. They disappeared into a dark tunnel under the roots. Beside the entrance stood an abandoned wooden cart. One wheel was broken. The cart looked old, but it was not empty. Inside, it was a small metal key. Minimax picked it up carefully. The same symbol was carved into the top. Minimax looked toward the dark tunnel. The tracks continued deep underground. Someone had built a hidden transport system beneath the valley. But why? And where did the tracks lead? The sun was beginning to disappear behind the trees. Minimax looked back at the bamboo boat. The river crossing had been dangerous, but he had learned something important. Building the boat was not the hardest part. The hardest part was testing it, fixing it, and staying calm when the river tried to pull it apart. Minimax placed the metal key safely inside his backpack. Then he looked toward the dark tunnel beneath the fallen tree. Somewhere inside, a new mystery was waiting. But before Minimax could explore it, he would need to repair the abandoned cart, and he would need light, a lot of light. What do you think Minimax will find inside the hidden tunnel? A lost underground village, a secret workshop, or a forgotten railway? Write your
idea in the comments, and subscribe to follow Minimax into the Valley of Fallen Trees.